As the 2021 season hit the halfway mark, the separation from the top monsters in the battle of the dirt is razor thin.
Wow factor!
As the pressure to win becomes apparent, the risk-reward to go big was a crowd pleaser for some and left others brokenhearted.
Oh no!
As the professor kept everyone on the edge of their seats in hopes to dethrone the brothers, and one of the biggest risk takers in this all-star cast made sure that no one ran away with his trophy. As the sun rises on another beautiful Florida day, this last event will possibly either begin the golden road to victory for some or wrap up this journey down south as just another day at the beach.
Finish it off with some huge stuff just like that!
This is round 14. This is Tampa. This is Monster Jam. Nice air. And he saves it. There is your wow factor.
Big air out of the box! Awesome move, look at that!
Good afternoon and welcome to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida for round 14 of 26 in the 2021 Monster Jam season. Hello everyone, I'm Scott Jordan alongside Colt Stevens, and round 13 saw a major shift in the championship series point standings as Adam Anderson took the lead with a 5-point lead now over his brother Ryan and a 15-point lead over a rising Todd the Duke. Now, Todd coming off his third event championship of the season, but after 2 rounds in Tampa, things certainly have gotten a lot more interesting as the series winds down.
Man, this point series is hot right now. You know, we keep having different drivers go to the top. We started off with Tom Mintz, then we went to Adam Anderson, Ryan Anderson, and now the points chase is getting tighter and tighter. So I can't wait to see what happens here in Tampa. We have only this show and 2 more after this, but there's still a lot of points on the line, so anything can happen, Scott.
Let's take a look at the driver lineup for round 14. So, Cole, who do you think steps up early in Monster Energy Racing?
I've said it a lot, Scott. Consistency is key, and the one driver I feel has been very consistent out there all season long is Adam Anderson. So I'm going to have to say my buddy Adam.
Ryan Anderson had his worst freestyle finish of the season last round, finishing in 9th. Can he rebound today? Let's join Leslie Mears and the driver of Bakugan Dragonoid for this UNOH pit report.
It was a big day for you, Ryan, and not the way that you wanted as you lost those 5 points. You know, what kind of damage did you have to the truck that stopped that freestyle run short?
I actually blew the motor, so there's a crankshaft in the motor that kind of holds everything together. Well, it broke, and when it broke, it kicked the steering pump off the motor. Bunch of crazy stuff I've never actually done before, and it was super unfortunate. It's nothing that anybody did wrong. It's just one of those fluke things that happened. Knocked me out of the lead, but I'd rather lose the lead to my big brother than anybody else. All I got to do tonight, though, is I got to make sure to make up for that. Not just for the points. I want to keep that out of my head as much as possible. It's for the fans. I didn't give these fans what they deserved last night for freestyle, and that's what I'm here for, man. That's what I want to do. I want to go wild in freestyle, so I got to make up for that tonight.
Well, he's higher in the order tonight, guys, so he's going to get that chance early to wow that crowd.
Let's take a look now at the Monster Jam Steel Titans 2 video game event breakdown. Our drivers will compete in 3 competitions, Monster Energy Racing, and Ryan Anderson now a 13-race winning streak in that competition. Then the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and of course Bkt Monster Jam Freestyle. 12 points will be awarded to the winner of each competition with a total of 36 points on the line. And the driver with the most points at the end of the event will be crowned the overall event champion. It's time now for Track Talk presented by Great Clips. Colt, the sun beating down on the track this afternoon. What effect will that have on the competitions?
That's going to have a huge effect, Scott. So these drivers have been used to this track, but they've been driving it on a cool evening show. So having to deal with the sun is definitely going to be difficult for the drivers. One, it could impair their vision. Having the sun in their eyes could be a problem. But the other thing is the track is going to dry out really quick in this hot Florida sun. Don't be surprised if we don't see the water truck come out on the track as well and put a little bit of water down, adding to the slickness of the track. So the drivers are definitely going to have to adjust on the fly.
Here is the bracket for Monster Energy Racing Round 1 matchups. Max D Fire versus Rage, Megalodon versus Gravedigger, Avenger versus Scooby-Doo, and Black Pearl up against Overboard, Bakugan Dragonoid, Monster Energy, Zombie, and Great Clips Mohawk Warrior automatically advancing into Round 2 of racing due to their performance in last round's bracket. So, Cole, looking at that bracket, which one of those matchups stands out to you? A lot of excitement there in that round 1.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to see that second matchup. You got sibling versus sibling, Kristen versus Adam. So Adam having to deal with his sister in the other lane, driving his old truck, Gravedigger.
And the winner of that match would go on to face Todd the Duke in round 2. All right, we are ready to go this afternoon in Tampa. Our first matchup coming to the line right now, and it is Bkt Fire versus Rage. Great start for both competitors. Corey stayed in the lane on the jump, and he has got the edge on Tom Mintz. Both drifting wide. Tom takes a turn tight. Photo finish for Tom Mintz. What a comeback.
I'm noticing 2 different corners here, Scott. Down here by the backflip ramp, it looks like it's nice and moist, but then you get down here on the tunnel side, and it's very dry and dusty.
And now we go to a battle of 2 more Andersons here. It is Adam Anderson and Megalodon against his sister Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. Adam 1-0 against Kristen. She's already beaten Ryan this season. What an upset it would be if she can beat Adam.
You know, that would be some bragging rights right there, just to have little sis beat both big brothers.
And here come the Andersons.
What a corner by Kristen.
Great corner. That is what she needed. Now she goes back out wide. She got a big-time lane mishap on that turn, though. Made a great turn, then had to pay for it dearly in the next one. Adam Anderson going to take the win. Next up in round 1, Jim Kohler and Avenger in the left lane. Lindsey Reed, Scooby-Doo in the right lane. Jim had a lot of momentum on that turn. Lindsey Reed brake check just a little bit on the turn.
Full commitment by Jim. He was sideways, but he never lifted.
And look at the lane that Jim Kohler has.
He really trusted that front locker of that truck to pull him back straight across the finish line, and it worked out for Jim.
Our final matchup in round 1 of Monster Energy Racing, 2 guys that know each other very well. It is Jamie Garner in Overboard, Cole Bernard in the Black Pearl. These 2 seemingly have gone at it every single weekend over the last couple rounds, and Cole Bernard a 3-1 advantage over his boss, Jamie Garner.
And these guys have been going head-to-head a lot. They got to get tired of racing each other.
Cole Bernard hitting the chalk first. Here we go into this turn.
It sucks to race your teammate because you got to knock him out first round, and he can't get points either.
And Cole has to brake check a little bit, but it's not going to stop him. Jamie Garner just reckless and wide open on the finish, but Cole Bernard advancing to round 2. Let's take a look at the bracket now for round 2 of Monster Energy Racing. Ryan Anderson, 13 wins in a row. He goes up against Tom Mintz and Bkt Fire. Monster Energy Megalodon, another great matchup. Zombie versus Avenger, and Grey Clips Mohawk Warrior versus the Black Pearl. Round 1 is history. The chase for the event championship is underway. Can Ryan Anderson extend his racing winning streak? Bakugan Dragonoid hits the track when Monster Energy Racing continues next. Welcome back to round 14 of the 2021 Monster Jam season. Round 2 of Monster Energy Racing about to begin. And the story in racing, Cole, has been Ryan Anderson. 4 consecutive wins, 13 straight races won. Unbelievable streak for Ryan.
Remember, this is the first pass Ryan has on this fresh motor. That thing should be full of horsepower.
Ryan Anderson now early advantage here with Tom Mintz trying to catch up.
So there's a lot of moisture in this corner down here by the backflip ramp, Scott.
Is he going to make it 14 in a row? Yes, he is. Bkt Fire, all kinds of issues getting square on the final turn, and Ryan Anderson advancing again. So it's 2-time World Finals champion Todd the Duke in the right lane, and 5-time World Finals champion Adam Anderson in the left. 6 times they've met this season. Adam has had Todd's number 5-1 up against Monster Energy. Let's send it back downstairs to our pit reporter, Leslie Mears.
Guys, Todd went right to the right lane because he wanted to focus on cutting a good light right away. He said every time he faces Adam, he feels like he runs his best race. So he's just got to pin it, apply pressure, and try to get through this round.
And Todd running a great race so far. Oh, he hits the tire, and he is not gonna finish. Unbelievable turn of events for Todd LeDuc.
He was letting it all hang out on that one. You could tell he wanted that win. That was a big loss for Todd. He needed all those points.
Now we move on into the bracket. Bari, Musawa, and Zombie, who had some of the fastest times in round 13. He now goes up against Jim Kohler in Avenger.
Bari was definitely turning on the heat last round with those lap times, and he was very consistent with them too.
Jim Kohler got sideways, had to readjust for the race ramp.
Scott, I noticed it looked like Bari's rear steer is not working whatsoever.
So Bari Musawa an open lane now to the finish line, but Kohler trying to get it. And Bari comes across. Our final matchup in round 2, Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior against Cole Vennard in the Black Pearl. Bryce Kenny 2-1 this season against Cole Vennard. And the Black Pearl hits the chalk now halfway through.
Cole seems to be finding his groove right here.
What a race for Cole Vennard, man. Gets it done against Bryce Kenny. That is somewhat of an upset. Our fastest 4 in Monster Energy Racing is all set up. On the top half of the bracket, it is Ryan Anderson versus Adam Anderson. And in the bottom half, it's Bari Musawa up against Cole Vennard. This Anderson versus Anderson matchup going to be incredibly fast. First matchup in the semifinals, Ryan versus Adam. The Andersons going at it again. 5th time this season these two have met. Ryan Anderson 3-1 against his big brother Adam.
Look how Adam is leaning to the left right now. That could be an advantage doing the Chicago-style left-handed turn.
If you want a textbook on how to make a turn in a Monster Jam truck, watch these two right now and the lanes they have chosen. And Adam Anderson got it in Megalodon. Wow, the streak ends at 14, and Adam Anderson moving on to the racing finals.
That's the points Adam needed to stay on top of this championship race.
Our next matchup here in the semifinals is supposed to be Zombie versus Black Pearl. Now, Zombie is back into the pit area to get looked at after the last round's race. Leslie, you've been down there. What's going on with Bari's truck?
They're really troubleshooting electrical issues right now. They checked the pump, and it's good. The solenoid has juice, so they say that there's something in the transmission from the cab to the pump.
Jim Kohler in Avenger now gets an opportunity to come back into the bracket, and he will face off with Cole Vennard.
So this means either way, we're going to have an independent in the final round. That is exciting.
Oh, Cole Vennard up on 2 wheels, a bicycle, and still has the lead.
Jim has got to find some time.
Jim has not lost any momentum at all. Could it be?
Uh-oh!
Jim Kohler with the save. Unbelievable.
Nice!
And Coach Stevens, he is going to the finals now of Monster Energy Racing.
Just when you thought he was out, Scott, he makes a comeback like that and then has a crazy save to top it off.
Our finals are set. It's Adam Anderson and Megalodon, Jim Kohler and Avenger. Championships are won in Tampa Bay, and up next, one superstar takes the driver's seat in the quest for the overall event championship. The Monster Energy Racing Finals are next. Welcome back to Monster Jam at Raymond James Stadium on a beautiful Tampa afternoon. And it's been a long road to get to the finals today in Monster Energy Racing. Bari Musawa Zombie went back to the pits. He didn't make it back. Now Jim Kohler has taken his place, won the semifinals, and Kohler now faces off in that right lane against Adam Anderson and Megalodon in the left.
This is a cool race for Adam. I know growing up, Adam always loved to watch Jim. He's one of his heroes, so him being able to race him right here is pretty awesome, but I know he really wants to beat him.
We are off and running in the Monster Energy Racing Finals. And Jim Kohler has the lead. He swings the truck out wide. Adam Anderson, unbelievable finish. We have got to go to the super glue, glued to the action replay on this one.
Somehow Jim found that second he was looking for, but just not quite enough to get Adam.
And Adam Anderson edging out Jim Kohler. What a run, though, for Avenger. Adam Anderson extending his series points lead, now winning his 5th Monster Energy Racing competition. After another big racing win, Adam Anderson down on the track with Leslie Mears.
And Adam, critical for you to take this competition to kind of edge out in the points, but now you go last in the two-wheel skills competition. You know, what's that going to mean for you, and how are you going to decide what your skill is going to be, knowing that you've seen everyone else?
To take the racing wing for one is awesome. I'm glad I did that. Skills challenge, I don't ever push it hard enough because I'm always nervous for the freestyle. I want to save it for freestyle. I got to get that out of my head. And I need to take over the skills challenge. I need to push it, especially being last. It's beneficial. I get to see what everybody else does. I just hope I have the skills to top it.
Big win for Adam Anderson, 12 points going his way as we take a look at the racing point standings. This is also our first BKT overall leaderboard. Adam, as I said, getting the 12 points, Jim Kohler with 11, Cole Menard 10, Ryan Anderson 9, and Bryce Kenny with 8, rounding out our first BKT overall event leaderboard. With racing in the books, it was time for our second event of the night. Let's take a look back at the Great Clip Skills Challenge. Each driver had the option to attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels or a donut. Competitors attempted a variety of moves and combinations and were judged based on creativity, skill, and execution. 12 points were on the line towards tonight's overall event championship. So let's take a quick look back at our top 3 competitors. Finishing in third, it was Todd LeDuc and Monster Energy with the popper nose wheelie.
Nice. RPM still riding the brake. That way he has complete control. Anytime you're not on the gas or the brakes, the truck gets a little squirrely.
In second, Jim Kohler with a huge sky wheelie, doing what Jim Kohler does best.
So vertical, coming right down on that rear bumper.
And in first and winning the Great Clip Skills Challenge, the 12-time World Finals champion with a seesaw and a maximum moonwalk.
You're off to the side a little bit, but you're about 20 feet from the ramp, 10 feet, you're at it. There you go, keep going. Drive, 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 forward. There it is.
And Tom Mintz doing it again here in Tampa. Let's go down to Leslie Mears with the Great Clip Skills Challenge winner, Tom Mintz.
And your consistency, Tom, and the way that you've perfected those skills has really paid off for you all season long as you pick up yet another two-wheel skills championship.
Hey, it's all about working at it, progress, you know, pointing out your faults and getting better. It's the same thing I teach every day at Monster Jam University with these great athletes. Progression, progression, progression makes perfection, and it worked out perfect today.
After 2 competitions, let's take a look at the BKT overall event standings. Jim Kohler, an Avenger with 22 points, Adam Anderson with 21, Tom Mintz 18, Ryan Anderson and Todd LeDuc both with 15, and Bari Musawa with 14, rounding out our BKT overall event standings. 2 down and 1 to go in Tampa. It all comes down to Bkt Freestyle, and we're going to get you ready for it with our official halftime report. Everyone in Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner in hope and receive a custom St. Jude and Monster Jam We Won't Stop t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stjude.org/Monster Jam to learn more. Welcome back to the home of the now 2-time Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium. I'm Scott Jordan alongside my broadcast partner, Cole Stevens. Now, Adam Anderson extends his series points lead as Todd LeDuc falters in Monster Energy Racing, and Ryan Anderson could not get things to go his way in the Great Clip Skills Challenge. But Cole, Jim Kohler is here playing spoiler today. He's the overall event leader so far.
You know, Jim has been strong all year long. He's been the top independent, that's for sure. He's even got an event win in Jacksonville. He's got a couple racing wins. Jim's been on fire, so he's definitely throwing a wrench in his competition here.
Now, as we get ready for freestyle, does a strong run by Adam Anderson really put away this series before we even get to Arlington?
You know, Adam needs to be smart in this situation. He has the opportunity to actually run away with this, so he needs to be consistent. He needs to put on a good freestyle, but he needs to be careful. Make sure he gets to that 30-second mark. He has to get a score. So Adam is sitting in a good spot right now, but there's a lot of pressure there too.
For more on the round 14 spoiler, it's time for our halftime UNOH pit report, and for that we head downstairs to Leslie Mears.
Jim, it's been very cool to see how you've kind of disrupted the momentum of certain people in this points chase. I mean, was that your goal coming into today?
You know, I don't really worry about upsetting the points chains, tipping over the apple cart. And I'm out here just wanting to rock and roll this place, give the fans the best show. Bari, unfortunately, he did beat me, but he couldn't come back, so I was able to get back in. I proved that I earned it by beating the Pearl, which was totally awesome for me. Duck Power rocked it. And then to go against the Shark, it was a tight race. I didn't even know who won. It was awesome. I'm not looking to spoil, but if I'm out here to rock and roll, I want to win the whole show. Freestyle is going to be awesome. That's where it's going to be at.
Thank you, Leslie. Now, Colt, it's been a tough season so far for many of the superstars, but someone who has been consistently strong in the points has been one of your good friends and driver, the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, Bryce Kenny.
Man, there's no doubt, Scott. Bryce has had some tough breaks, but he has a no-quit attitude and wants to just go out there and put it on the line for the fans.
Now, some of you may know that not only is Bryce a crowd favorite here at Monster Jam, but he's also the fastest man to ever drive a Monster Jam truck. Leslie sat down with the man and the Mohawk to chat with him about his road to the record. Check it out.
Yes, right lane, Mohawk Warrior. Okay, here we go. Speed record attempt.
Bryce, you are the world's fastest man in a Monster Jam truck. So when you achieved that feat, what was your first feeling?
My first feeling was this incredible feeling of nostalgia, I think. It took me back to my upbringing. I started thinking about my grandfather who passed away a couple years ago. I mean, the guy was my hero, and he was the one that got me into a top fuel dragster. You know, that's where my love of speed really has come from. Running 100 miles an hour in a truck, it was so fun just to put that kind of feather in my cap. So getting to be in the Guinness World Record book at a place like that in a sport like Monster Jam, man, that meant a lot to me and my entire family.
Up next, it is Bryce Kenny, the fastest Monster Jam driver in the world.
Before I go and do racing, I always hear our host say, you know, he's the world's fastest man, and so I don't know if it causes all the fans in the stands to expect now that I'm going to win that round. It has definitely built my confidence behind the wheel every time we go into Monster Energy racing.
That's interesting because most people would think that it would be more pressure on you rather than confidence.
I think confidence comes from knowing, hey, I've done something in a truck that no one else has ever done. All of the drivers that are competing on this series had that moment where we were able to capitalize on it and do something above and beyond. But I can tell you that, at least for us, we're prepared to pull off something maybe the fans have never seen, and we want to be the ones to pull it off.
Final turn is going to be close, and Bryce Kenny takes the win.
Great job by Bryce.
The final competition of the night still to come. It's Bkt Freestyle, and it's next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to round 14, the final round in Florida of the 2021 Monster Jam season. It's time to find out who's going to wow this Tampa crowd, and it's time for Bkt Monster Jam Freestyle. Each driver has 2 minutes to put together a spectacular performance. They will be judged both by fans in attendance and by a Monster Jam judging official. Our drivers will be judged based on creativity, momentum, the use of all obstacles on the track, and their ability to fill the entire clock. To qualify for a score, drivers must complete the first 30 seconds of their run. These superstars will have their endurance pushed to its limit as they defy gravity in these 12,000-pound steel titans. With the overall event championship on the line, expect to see big air, backflips, technical moves, dynamic saves, and those incredible wow moments that have made Monster Jam a worldwide phenomenon. This is Bkt Freestyle. Here comes the reigning World Finals Freestyle champion, Lindsay Reed, and Scooby-Doo. She is off and running. 2 minutes on the clock. She had a great run in the Great Clip Skills Challenge earlier. Is this the run we've been waiting for Lindsay Reed? We've been talking about it all season long so far. Here she comes now over the step-up ramp. Gets some nice elevation right down on the nose, but hard landing on the front left.
She needs to get up in some RPM range. She's kind of being really easy on that throttle right now.
Ooh. Going right back over the right side pod now. Lindsay Reed turning it around.
Oh,
there's a sky wheelie for Lindsay Reed. Lands it perfectly. Look at the dirt just flying off that ramp. Lining up now. Going to skip the jammer and bring it back over to the right side.
She's said, never mind.
Step up again, another big sky wheelie for Lindsay Reed, another hard landing, but she is still moving, and now she is not. So I mentioned the hard landing on the first one. That one looks even worse, but I thought maybe she was going to keep it going, and her run is complete. I love that run for Lindsay Reed, very consistent and big air. As Cole Stevens, we go to the super glue, glued to the action replay.
Comes in, nice sky wheelie right here. Commits to it, doesn't check up whatsoever. Loving that step up.
This is 5-time World Finals champion Ryan Anderson and Bakugan Dragonoid. After 2 competitions tonight, now trailing his brother Adam by 11 points in the series championship race. So a lot of ground now Ryan Anderson has to make up, and it just seems like yesterday where Ryan had the lead, and in fact he almost did. He was tied.
Woo, that was a ride right there. Up on 2 wheels. I mean, Ryan has been great this year at absolutely letting that truck talk to him, letting it get up sideways on 2 wheels or down on the front end.
Man, that jammer jump to the pod is an unbelievable jump, and he just does it with such ease. And now he goes cross-threading across the double jammer.
Nice! That was crazy because he hit 2 different faces at the same time. You know, most people like to hit 1 jump, but he actually hit 2 jammers, one with his left tire, one with his right, sitting kind of cattywampus. Nice brake check.
Now gets the front right tire over the jammer and leads it right into huge air.
Ooh.
Off the pod, rough landing. Another save for Ryan Anderson.
Can you say whiplash, Scott? Holy cow.
I can say cattywampus into whiplash, my friend.
Yeah, spinning around. Go, go, go! Nice, right into it.
Single lug doesn't get enough momentum there to carry it up into a sky wheelie. Now spins it back around. That's about a 75-foot clearing on that jump.
It's got that poor motor. It's a brand new motor, and he is putting it through the paces right out of the gate.
Yeah, blew his motor last round, maybe do it again this round, and there's a sidewall.
Oh, man, that broke axle. He had a broke axle on that one side, couldn't get a bite to get it back up on his tires.
Well, let's take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay here for Ryan Anderson.
I really like what Ryan's got going on. Lots of momentum. Look right there. He hits the jump 2 different jammers and throws him a little sideways.
Here comes Corey Rummel in rage.
One thing to keep in mind, you can hear that rage motor. It sounds a little bit different, but a lot of that has to do with the transmission. They actually run a Turbo 400, which is a 3-speed. Big air right there.
Huge air from Mr. Extreme Air. Loving that move.
Absolutely perfect timing, landing perfectly on top of that pad, and that's hard to do. Doing it again here.
Jammer jump onto that pod and right back down for Corey, so that rear steer not giving him an issue right now at all. Just misses the jammer, cross-threading across the pod.
Spinning it around, he's going for it.
I love how he's not squaring up on those ramps. He's just hitting them at whatever angle he's coming in. That way he keeps his momentum. And now we have a Monster Energy backflip here for Corey Rummel.
Holy.
Skies it onto the back tires and a flat on the left rear.
Flat. Oh, no reverse,
No
Scott.
reverse. He is stuck
He's-
right there. Oh,
there
he
he
goes
goes.
right up on the side.
Nice move there. Oh, yeah. He's letting her have it now, Scott.
He can't get a lot of air. That tire dragging.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that
so.
jump right on down, just sideways on the cartwheel.
Oh.
One
Punishing that truck.
One more jump for Corey, and he lands it. Man, dynamite run. Man, that reverse, he doesn't need it. Throw it away.
Absolutely not. He showed that he's a driver getting stuck on the backflip ramp like that and just committing and saying, I'm going to drive right through this.
9.287 is the score for Corey Rummel, the new leader in Bkt Freestyle. Unreal run. Up next in Bkt Freestyle, Zombies Bari Musawa.
These fans absolutely love the zombie arms. As I look around the stadium, you can just see them with the arms out.
Zombie Nation strong here in Tampa. You were once a part of Zombie Nation. I know you felt that from the fans as well. Straight up vertical base for Zombie.
That has been Bari's go-to. It seems like every time he comes out here, his first move is to go out there and do a slap wheelie. And that might be one of those superstitious things like Leslie was talking about. He needs to do that slap wheelie, fill the shocks out before he goes out there and really sends it off the rest of these ramps.
And he got another one right off the race ramp. Now he goes back to the other side race ramp. 3 consecutive slap wheelies now for Zombie. There's the jammer jump, gets the bounce on the pod.
Good timing. You know, driving this truck right here, those arms actually are a little bit of a factor. You can see them now, they're starting to drop down. Sometimes they actually get in your line of sight.
Nine consecutive Monster Jam World Finals appearances for Bari Musawa, including a big win in 2012 at World Finals, winning the showdown in Spider-Man. And then, of course, that big Monster Jam Racing Finals appearance where he eventually lost to Jimmy Cretin and Bounty Hunter. Whoa!
What a
we got
weird
some
bounce.
sparks flying off that front left.
Hopefully he didn't get a foiling bar there. That was a crazy weird bounce, Scott. Again, I'm thinking a sway bar's got to be tweaked. If a sway bar's tweaked like that, that means one side is rebounding a little bit harder than the other and it's pushing the truck over.
And he is not going to be able to complete his run. 16 seconds left on the clock.
That's one thing, Bari's not afraid to send this zombie truck flying through the air. You can see the hinge flying off the truck.
It was an intense freestyle competition. Not everybody was able to elevate their game today in Tampa. Let's take a look at the lower performing trucks here in freestyle. Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger unable to meet the 30-second requirement. She does not get a score.
Kristen had turned her front steering in the air. That automatically transferred the weight of that truck to the other side.
Cole Vennard in the Black Pearl couldn't wow the crowd, so he would finish in 11th. And then overboard, Jamie Garner with a huge tire pop. And in that 9th spot, uncharacteristically at the bottom in the standings, Adam Anderson and Megalodon rolling off the jammer.
This is huge. He was the points leader until this run right here.
And then in 8th, Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior could not land the 8-pack backflip. 8 trucks have completed their freestyle run, so let's take a look at the current Bkt Freestyle Top 5 leaderboard. Corey Rummel in that top spot, Lindsey Reed, Ryan Anderson, Bari Musawa, and Bryce Kenny with 4 trucks remaining. And back in Orlando in round 8, Ryan Anderson won his 2nd freestyle competition of the season, and he did it with an insane sidewall cyclone.
Ryan has definitely been throwing a lot of technical moves in his freestyle, and it pays off in this round's Monster Energy Action of the Week. This is a very technical move that Ryan's doing here. He's got a lot going on. First, he's got to get it on the sidewall. Then he got to keep it spinning there, but he has to be careful not to run out of RPMs. But once he gets to that sweet spot, he grabs a rear steer right here at the right time to pick it right back up on all 4 tires.
Absolute precision and control, making it look easy. Ryan Anderson, Bakugan Dragonoid with the Monster Energy Action of the Week. Some heavy hitters have been watching and waiting during this competition, but the wait is almost over for them as Bkt Freestyle concludes next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to the exciting conclusion of freestyle here in Tampa. Now with just a few trucks left to compete, let's check back in on the current Bkt overall event leaderboard through 2 competitions. Jim Kohler sitting at the top with 22, Adam Anderson with 21, Tom Mintz with 18, and then Ryan Anderson and Tyler Duke tied with 15, and Bari Musawa with 14 points. And here's 2-time World Finals freestyle champion Jim Kohler in Avenger, and he is the current overall event leader. One event win for Jim Kohler so far, back around 11 in Jacksonville. Trying to make it 2 here in Florida. Look at the huge whip jump for Avenger.
Nice recovery.
Awkward landing, but recovers it, makes the save. Out of Columbus, Michigan, made his debut all the way back in 1997. Cole, what were you doing in 1997, my friend?
Man, I wasn't doing much. I can tell you that. Probably going to school.
Renting games at Walmart.
Yeah.
All right, Kohler now off the backside of the step up.
Jim's got a good run going, but I feel like he's saving something.
He might be saving it right here for the 8-pack. We've seen him come in all kinds of different angles on this. He gets it square.
Oh, again, the rear drags, but Jim was able to overcome it and drive out.
Gets a kick of the front tires off the 8-pack.
All right in.
Into the log for
Nice.
a big air jump, and still going is Avenger.
To see the body parts flying off of this truck.
He wants his event championship.
He's definitely pushing it, Scott.
What a run for Jam Kohler in Avenger, pulling out all the stops.
Nice run by Jim. Got a little 8-pack backflip in there. Was able to complete it. Was very close, though. There you can see he comes in. The rear end drags again, almost stopping the rotation, but Jim was able to drive through it.
9.245 is the score for Jim Kohler. Corey Rummel remains your leader, so both members of Team Scream Racing at the top of freestyle.
That's awesome to see. 2 independents at the top.
2-time World Finals champion Tyler Duke in Monster Energy, wasting no time, pulling right out of the stall, up on the race ramp.
He's the guy trying to take every point possible. Adam rolling over in the last freestyle is what exactly Todd needed.
Yeah, but that racing finish for him in round 2 against Adam Anderson, where he had it, that is going to be costly. And that's going to be the moment that haunts Todd if he does not win the series championship, is this day today, round 14, and that round 2 racing matchup.
Todd is kind of staying to the outside a lot here. Keeps turning to the left. There we go. There's some big air. All right. Where's he going now? Nice.
A huge jump. The LeDuc leap here in Tampa making an appearance. And now he is going to work his way to the Monster Energy backflip ramp. And here goes Todd LeDuc. Too much momentum, over-rotated. And this is not the event you want if you were Todd LeDuc. Now let's go ahead and hear what the crew chief had to say.
Go, go, go. Ouch. That one stung. Yeah, that one hurt bad, dude. Yeah, you landed right on the bumper. You didn't get no tire. It was all bumper on that one.
And he went for that flip super early. There are still 53 seconds left on the clock. I don't know if that was a good decision, Scott. I would have saved that to the end. Maybe got a little bit more wow factor in my run before going to the backflip ramp like that.
Our final freestyle competitor of the night, 12-time World Finals champion, and the professor of Monster Jam University, Tom Meents, in Max D Fire. Clock has started, gets off the jammer, gets the back right down on the ramp. Swings it back around, hits the other pod. That's about 75 feet clearing on that jump. Incredible for Tom Meents.
Oh, a little side slap here.
Pushing it hard now, coming back over to the race ramp.
Oh, yeah, that's the biggest air we've seen off of that one so far. Oh, he got it!
Nose wheelie, just stopping right off the ramp, and a nose wheelie moonwalk.
I've seen him working on that last round, and he was finally able to pull it off right there.
and follows it up with huge air. Man, we've seen so many popping tires tonight.
No, it wasn't a flat.
It was not a flat, you're right.
I think he's lost a rear shock.
And his run is going to be cut short because you can't run without the shocks. Let's take a look at the Super Glue Glue to the Action replay for Tom Meents. There's that nose wheelie off the race ramp. We talk about the air that he gets. And then right here, off the ramp, over the pod.
And you're going that big, Scott. The shocks can only handle so much.
Corey Rummel is going to win his second freestyle of the 2021 season. 12 points going to the Rage driver as we take a final look at the Bkt Freestyle top 5. That top spot again belonging to Corey Rummel. Jim Kohler in second. So Team Scream going 1 and 2 in Bkt Freestyle. Lindsay Reed, her best finish of the year. She gets third place. Ryan Anderson in fourth. And Todd the Duke in fifth, rounding out our freestyle Bkt top 5. Let's send it downstairs. Leslie Mears with our big freestyle winner, Corey Rummel.
And guys, he took that win in the face of adversity, no reverse. And then you had the issue with the tire. How did you find the momentum and the wherewithal to keep going?
Man, I have no clue. Everything went awesome for me tonight. You know, I had a little bit of struggle in the racing and two-wheel, but you know what? Sometimes when I do bad at the beginning of the show, I rock this place at the end of the show, and that's exactly what happened. I knew I needed to go out there, fill my time. I was the first to do the successful backflip and drive away, and just launch that thing after that, and that's exactly what I did, and it got me the win. Number 2, man.
Corey Rummel, great run tonight. Second freestyle win of the season. So he gets 12 points, and with those points added in, we can take a look at our final Bkt overall event leaderboard. Jim Kohler with 33 points takes the championship. Tom Meents and Adam Anderson tied at 25. Ryan Anderson with 24 and Todd the Duke with 23, rounding out our overall event Bkt top 5. With his second overall event championship of the season, let's join Leslie Mears with Team Scream's Jim Kohler.
Well, there's no keeping Mr. Excitement down tonight with this overall event victory. You know, Jim, what does it feel like to get your second one?
Oh, you know, it's awesome. This is what I live for. This is what I do. But you want to know the truth behind Team Scream is a great team. Corey Rummel's an awesome dude. He won freestyle today. But not only is he a driver that rocks racing and freestyle, he's a technician. He's out there working on the trucks, working on the semis, driving them down the road. So for Team Scream to kick butt in this house, we're super stoked. It's awesome. Yeah!
And what a weekend it has been here in Tampa. For Colt Stevens and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. We'll see you next time on Monster Jam.